Hey, we back with another video for react to Incredible 3. Damn. We finna react to incredible theories about the deep sea. Let's get it.
Welcome to our planet's greatest source of mystery. Simply put, there's nowhere on Earth we know less about than the deep sea. While humankind has scaled mountains, tamed jungles, roamed deserts, and traveled the sky.
Bro, it's a real reason, bro. Niggas have not explored that shit. Or they say that they have not. Like, I'm sure that, like, niggas have explored the sea, bro. Come on. Like, even when they try to do that shit with the controller, and they try to use a controller to control a fucking submarine and shit, bro. Like, it's shit like that that they allow. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, that shit, come on, bro. They have definitely
explored. We're still very unfamiliar with
probably
the ocean.
Obviously not the
Over
whole
the
entire
years,
thing,
there have
but they've explored a lot of this shit, and they're not telling us what's under there, bro.
Some attempts to better our understanding, and in recent times especially, the importance of the ocean has finally been realized. But still, there are some huge and glaring gaps that remain in our knowledge. And it's in these darkest of areas that some rather unconventional ideas have come to the fore. This is Unveiled, and today we're taking a closer look at some incredible conspiracy theories about the deep sea.
Do you need the big questions answered? Are you constantly curious? Then why not subscribe to
Bro,
Unveiled
I know
for
it's
more
some
clips
niggas
like this
here
one,
who
and
think
ring
like
the bell.
The space is underwater, or the space is like, I don't know,
For more
something about like the
thought-provoking
space
content.
is the ocean or something.
Even
like
to
that. Let me know
modern
what y'all
minds,
think
the
about that
ocean
shit.
represents an uncharted abyss. By some measures, we know far more about space and the universe away from Earth than we do about the waters of home. We've extensively mapped the surface of Mars, but we're only just beginning to similarly map the ocean floor. We've landed rovers on far-off moons.
Bro, how do they have the technology to go inside of space, but not the technology to go underwater, bro? Both of them, you cannot breathe. If we're being real, you can't breathe in space, and you can't breathe underwater. But I feel like they should have more technology to go underwater, because they have all types of submarine suits. I mean, not submarine, like underwater suits to allow you to breathe, gas tanks and all of that shit, oxygen. How have they not explored this shit, bro? It's been years, but niggas could go to space and take pictures on the moon, bro. Are we dead ass, bro?
And asteroids.
Like, y'all niggas just
but
casually
we're only
going to the
now
moon.
starting to steer comparable
They brought
machines through
Katy
the
Perry
sea.
to the moon, bro.
Yes, the likes of Jacques Cousteau, the pioneering oceanographer of the 20th century, have managed
Like,
to chisel their...
Why they don't bring no real nigga to the moon, bro? Like, y'all bringing these people who got a name for themselves. Why they don't bring no real person to the moon, bro? They bringing these niggas we never heard of. Why don't you bring just a normal hood black nigga, bro? And if they actually make it, then we could believe some shit, bro.
Names into the annals of history. But Cousteau is an outlier, an exception. And while our astronauts have been understandably lauded in the past, our aquanauts have generally gone unnoticed. It's perhaps not immediately clear exactly why that would be. But what is clear is that the hazy history of ocean exploration, the rareness of reliable accounts about what life is like below the waves, has led to the growth of a whole subsection of conspiracy theory. Here, we're diving right into the best of them, from the mildly mysterious to the downright bizarre. First up, and probably the most infamous alternate theory about what might be happening at the bottom of the sea, there are multiple claims of hidden civilizations lost to the deep. In general, it's said that hiding beneath the waves, there's proof of ancient, until now unconfirmed societies. Some theorists propose that advanced groups once thrived in the deep sea itself, leaving behind...
Man, what if there's people living underwater, though? Like, what if mermaids are real? Like, who came up... Like, you gotta start thinking about this shit, bro. Who came up with mermaids, bro? Who was the first person to be like, ooh, a mermaid? And then they made movies about this shit, bro. Damn, imagine they had people living underwater, bro. That shit'd be crazy.
Merged cities and structures, the evidence of which is now deliberately concealed by governments and powerful organizations. Elsewhere, others claim that early civilizations that were once on land became submerged by the sea following some kind of huge natural disaster. Of course, the most well-known example of this is Atlantis, a legend dating back to at least the writings of the Greek philosopher
Isn't
Plato,
that like Zeus
in which it's said that the overproud Atlanteans were punished by the gods for their arrogance, that punishment being that their city was lost forever to a one-off monster wave. In general, supporters of the lost civilizations theory point to seeming anomalies discovered on the ocean floor, such as geometric rock formations and peculiar-looking structures. In the case of Atlantis, it's widely held that if it did exist, which is a pretty big if, then it's most likely tied to the Mediterranean island of Santorini and the fall of the...
But if people have that knowledge, why do they not go up there and try to check, bro? Why have they not explored wherever he just now said something about an island, bro?
Minoan Empire.
Come on, bro.
Although the Minoans actually disappeared thousands of years after the earliest claims of Atlantis date back to. Elsewhere, however, and sites such as the Yonaguni Monument, lying between southern Japan and eastern Taiwan, have piqued interest. There are many such places even across the small percentage of the ocean that we have explored, filled with sharp, seemingly artificial rock features that some have interpreted as the remainder of once thriving cities. However, scientists counter most claims by explaining that these are more likely natural formations and the result of long-standing geological processes, no matter how human-made they may appear to be. Next, and if there aren't or weren't people down there, then surely there are monsters. The deep sea has long been a setting for all manner of ghost stories and tales of inexplicably terrible creatures. Here, most theories are rooted in ancient maritime legends, wherein intrepid sailors apparently come face to face with colossal, undiscovered beasts.
Bro, what if that cranking thing is real, bro? Like, all of these stuff, like, they put in movies and stuff, like, we might have to start paying attention to it for real, because it's like, bro, it's no way that all of these animals, and we have barely, only explored, like, 1% of water, and that shit don't exist, bro.
The highest profile of these unknown animals is the Kraken, an
we only
octopus-like
find
creature
what we can
reported
see
multiple times over the last few hundred years in Scandinavia and along the coast of Norway in particular. Elsewhere, and other mythologies give us the Leviathan, a huge, sprawling, and deadly sea serpent, often explained as a visualization of the Christian sin of envy. In Old Norse, there's Jormungandr, another serpent, this time larger than even the earth itself. In Greek myth...
Larger than... Nigga, if they have something larger than Earth, bro, it's no way, bro. How do they have an animal underwater larger than Earth, but it's not taking up the whole Earth, bro? That thing can't be alive, bro. It's no way.
There's Charybdis, a grotesque, dinosaurish something that was said to conjure deadly whirlpools. Advocates for the real-life existence of sea monsters often point to mysterious deep-sea sounds picked up by hydrophones, as well as unexplained disappearances of ships and submarines. Could these kinds of mysteries serve as proof of the beasts below? Perhaps, but while these phenomena can be puzzling, most marine biologists and oceanographers argue that many of the purported hints towards there being genuine monsters out there can more simply be explained as misinterpretations of known marine animals, including of the fabled giant squid. Or else the stories can be put down
what is that? That
to
shit
the
ugly
vivid
as
and
hell.
often overexhausted imaginations of sailors in the past. Finally, however, and it's not too great a jump from monsters to aliens and underwater UFO bases. It's around a quarter of the way through the 21st century.
What? That's a thing, bro? Imagine you just look up in the sky one day and see a big-ass floating triangle, bro. Yo.
UFOs are big news nowadays. Although the U.S. Navy has before indicated that what they're more concerned by are actually USOs, unidentified submerged objects. Now, in many cases, USOs are most likely to be things like whales or other large animals, or even unusual tidal surges that can then cause problems for ships trying to navigate. But in some cases, USOs are seemingly wholly unexplained, and some conspiracies abound that that's because they're otherworldly. In general, proponents argue that the deep sea provides the perfect hiding place for alien
from
visitors
a different
far
world
away.
Come and go underwater with technology that they have. Imagine a flying spaceship underwater, bro. That shit
from prying eyes. And given again how little we've explored down there.
And like, bro, it's no way that it's all of these other planets and shit, bro. All of these other galaxies, world in the Milky Way. And it's only us, bro. Out of the whole entire thing. Like, that shit be getting me thinking, bro, for real, bro. Because it's like, that's what they want you to believe, but
it's not as though it would be difficult to go unnoticed.
It's no way.
Once more, most claims are grounded in seeming peculiarities, such as unexplained sonar anomalies. In some cases, however, there are reported first-hand accounts of underwater alien encounters. The most famous actually took place not in the sea, but in the world's deepest lake, Lake Baikal, in 1982, when it said that 7 Soviet divers encountered 6 underwater aliens. In the skirmish that followed, it's even claimed that 3 of the divers lost their lives. Elsewhere, and
They didn't just, that's not a coincidence, my nigga. Them niggas probably took them niggas out for real, bro. They see, bro, but where's the footage, bro? Are these people alive to even still talk about this today?
another seeming hotspot for USO activity is the Solomon Islands in the southwestern Pacific, and especially on the island of Guadalcanal. In history, Guadalcanal was the site of a major battle in World War II, and is therefore surrounded by known and suspected shipwrecks and remnants of the conflict. However, in more recent times, it has also come to be known for UFO sightings, with most of the claimed orb-like somethings that are spotted reportedly rising out of the ocean
What is
amidst
that?
bright lights, and a sudden spike in temperature for anyone who gets too close. What's weird, though, is it's not as though the Guadalcanal orbs are out on their own. We've seen more
Like,
and more
bro.
reports of UFOs in and around the ocean in recent times. In
Bro, I might have to
2014,
watch
news
a video where it's like UFO encounters, bro. Let me know if y'all want to see that, cause bro, they have so many like encounters with these shits that they are not creating, and they're just not saying anything about this shit, bro.
spoke of a reported alien base discovered off the coast of Malibu, California, complete with a massive overhanging roof and several supporting columns. In May 2021, headlines were made when the prominent ufologist Jeremy Corbell published
Yo, that nigga
reportedly
eyes
leaked U.S.
tweaking.
Navy footage of another unknown orb, this time dropping into the sea after a period hovering above the waves. In July 2020, the Guardian newspaper ran a story about a small group of UFO spotters in Mexico who wholeheartedly believed that their local towns were being protected from storm surges off
Yo,
the
that
ocean
shit- that
by an
CGI was
interdimensional
ass.
extraterrestrial presence
That shit
on an
look
isolated
ass.
island a short distance from the coast. These types of stories crop up time and time again all over the world map. And while many are quick to downplay their significance, the USO story has simply grown and grown and grown in modern times. But what do you think about USOs, but also about supposedly ancient civilizations lost to the sea, and apparently monstrous creatures that could be hiding in the depths at this very moment? As is often the case, it's important to approach such speculative claims and theories with a healthy dose of skepticism. In all cases, these ideas still lack empirical, undeniable proof. But nevertheless, those are some of the most bizarre, incredible, and compelling conspiracy theories about the deep sea.
What do you think?
Bro, this shit is crazy. You know what I think about, bro? Why is it always just a theory, bro? Why has nobody, like, they have so many theories, bro. Why has nobody proven not a theory correct, bro? It's always oh, it might be this, it's never a definite, bro. But let me know what y'all think, bro. If y'all think it's underwater, you know what I'm saying, people living underwater and flying USOs and shit. But that's the end of this video. I'm gonna let me know what y'all want to see next. I'm out.